Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Happy Hour Last Orders with myself, Sham, otherwise known as FPL 2 Guys 1 Cup on Twitter, and we're live. I said that in the wrong order, but it's fine.
And I'm Rob, otherwise known as FPL Panda, by the way, just in case.
How are you, Rob?
Yep, good. I'm ready for another game week.
As you know, I'm never ready.
You're never ready.
I am never ready.
Even when it's fairly simple. It's like we'll see your team shortly, and there's like only a couple of moves you can make, and you have all the information you need.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet because I like to talk about it, even though you chat shit. I still like to talk about it with you, and you to tell me not to do it. I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So if you, there's
no point in having that conversation.
As long as we have opposing views, it means that I'm making the right decision. The moment that you're like, yeah, Sham, do that.
Well,
I'm like, yeah,
you should get Ronaldo.
I'm not saying that you're right. Yeah, I'm not saying that you're right and I'm wrong. Or
and
the other way around.
You're now at the point with Ronaldo that he's over 40% owned. You can't get to him.
I know. I can get to him, but it's not worth getting to him.
And you're fucked. If he does,
I can get him in.
If he goes and bangs a brace in on Sunday, it's going to be like a double whammy for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm finished. I'm there as well on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be double whammy. Well, at least you get to see some like a decent footballer playing. So.
I actually think Ronaldo will blank this weekend.
Nah.
I think he'll blank. Right. Okay. I'll tell you my reasons why shortly. Okay. What we're doing first. Right. Let's do a quick recap of the pod. So on this week's pod that was out on Tuesday, I believe, we spoke about a couple of ones to watch. So we talk about Marcel and Trossard, couple of players that we liked from last game week. We then spoke about two hot topics, problem players and the template. The problem players that we discussed was Antonio, Shaw, Bruno and Ings, whether or not we thought that it was best to keep or sell. And then we went through the template and whether or not we should keep or sell the template and what we should do with that. So if you haven't listened to it yet, have a listen back if any of those things sound of interest to you. Right. What we're doing? Free hit draft?
Free hit draft. Yes, let's do that.
Do you want to go through last week's first?
Oh, shit. I forgot to write down the scores. You won. I think it was like 82-72.
Okay.
To you.
So what does that mean now?
3-1 up. And... Well, we'll see the table in a second. Who's revealing their free hit team first? I
don't mind.
I haven't actually seen yours. Like, I took a screenshot, but I didn't actually look at it. So we'll do yours.
Okay.
There we go. There's the scores: 334 to 290.
So far,
but there's two of you. So there's like almost 1.5 brains.
No. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Because he just took over from me from those weeks. I didn't look at it.
Well, you say this.
He was just substituting.
I don't know what goes on in the background.
He just substituted. Right, okay, this week. Okay, I have gone for goalkeeper of Saar. I think I had him last week. I've kept him again. Wolves look good. I'm probably going to have him in my free hit team for a number of weeks to come up until game week 11, 12, whenever it is.
Until he becomes like a 5.2 or 5.3 goalkeeper.
Yeah, this is the problem with these free hit teams is that we have to change the way in which we do it because every time that these players goes up and we have to stick to 100 million budget, it's just
there'll be players that drop.
Yeah, I get that.
Not everyone goes up all the time. At some point, Kane will be affordable, and he might play Norwich and might actually get a shot on goal.
So I've gone with Saar of Wolves. I've gone with TAA. TA is TA. He needs no explanation. I've gone with Semedo because I actually prefer Semedo ahead of Marcel. As I mentioned on the stream earlier, we picked as a one to watch. Well, I picked as a one to watch because of his price, but actually Semedo's underlying stats are much better. I've gone with Cancelo as well, even though he got 90 or no, how many? I'm not sure how many minutes he got. Did he get 90 yesterday?
He played most of the game, like enough to go.
Yeah.
Oh, will he start?
Yeah, unsure. But then I've got the mighty Williams coming off the bench if Cancelo doesn't start. So yeah, I think against Southampton, good fixture, and then Salah and Jota. Now this was contentious, right? Because I nearly didn't put them in because I don't think it's going to be a walloping of Palace. Palace have looked a lot better from a defensive point of view recently, but
it'll be a walloping.
I think it's still worth it.
I think it'll be a walloping. Like I can see it being 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We need to note that like the Spurs side last week, yeah, Palace were good. Spurs were fucking awful. So like I wouldn't be like piling into Palace players. I'd much rather looking at the fixtures, especially with the big teams like Chelsea playing Spurs and United playing West Ham. Leicester have got the trickier fixture away at Brighton. It makes sense to pile in on the Liverpool players, really, doesn't it?
And then I've gone with Torres. Again, good fixture against Southampton. And then Rafinha in midfield. And then up front, I've gone Bamford. Bamford captain, I've gone against Newcastle. This is for my free hit team. And then Vardy, because I think decent fixture against Brighton. He's got a good record against Brighton as well. And then who else was that? Is that Ollie Watkins that I've gone? Yeah, Watkins, yeah. Because I think that'll be an open game against Everton. I could see that being like a 2-1, 2-2 type game. On the bench, I've got Williams, Livramento, and Sissoko.
You got Gillespie as well. He might feature. Woodman could get injured, although Cole Darlow was on the bench last week, so I imagine he'll be back
needs to
this
not
week.
Play though, right?
Pardon?
Sarr needs to not play for that to happen.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. What went wrong for me? I had Leno and Gillespie, and Leno didn't play. Ramsdale played. Ramsdale's an interesting option for this week as a cheap keeper if he keeps his spot in the side. Right, let's have a look at my team. So I've got 3 of the same 4 defensive players. I've got Sarr, Semedo, Cancelo. Got Robertson, but it's more of a budget thing. So I've gone with the cheaper option. It's the cheaper poor man's TAA, isn't he? So gone with him. I've gone with Torres as well. I've gone with Adama Traore. We know that Brentford like to press high up the pitch. Adama should be able to get some space in behind, and he's got to get a goal eventually, hasn't he? Like all of his numbers all point towards attacking returns. The same as Semedo, really. But yeah, they point to the attacking returns. It's going to come eventually, and so I'm going to take a punt on Traore again this week. Salah captain. There's a reason why he's probably going to be the most captain player this week. It's the best fixture of all of the premiums. So I've gone with him. Rafinha. And then I've gone with a back 3 of Bamford, Jesus, and Lukaku. Lukaku up against this ropey Spurs defence. Jesus, I mean, he's been really... I'm not sure how many goal involvements he's had in the last 3 games, but it's right up there. So it just... I think I'm gonna get some form of return from him against Southampton. I think, other than that Liverpool game, it'd be the Southampton game, but I don't think you'd want to captain anyone from it. Not the Man City Southampton game. I don't think I'd want to captain anyone from it because of the rotation. It's Southampton at home is primed for Pep Roulette, isn't it? Let's be honest. And any of the three City players in my team, Cancelo, Torres, Jesus, I don't expect all three of them to start. I think there'll be one of them that will be benched, but I'm just not sure who. You just don't know.
No.
So yeah, that's my free hit, and then my bench is exactly the same as yours, but we're in a different order. I've gone to Soko first bench, so that he'd be coming in for either Jesus or Torres probably. But yeah, we
Okay.
shall see. Hopefully Bamford doesn't do anything, and
Well, you
Salah
need him
does.
for your actual FPL team, though,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the more important thing.
Yeah. Right. Shall we bring up the fixtures for a second, Rob, and have a look at? Are there any standouts here from people like me have not made any moves yet, or may not have made any moves yet? Are there any fixtures here from now and beyond that you think are worth targeting?
Leeds are the obvious one. So they've got Newcastle away. I mean, it's not like an away fixture. Newcastle were impressive in the first half defensively last week against United. Then Leeds got West Ham at home, Watford at home, Southampton away. So they've got four decent fixtures coming up. So I mean, I was always waiting for my move this week on the Patrick Bamford news, because I actually, although Rafinha has some really good underlying numbers, I actually think that Bamford has the more upside. I think Rafinha tends to be a lot of promise, but not very similar to Adama though. Like lots of promise and lots of underlying figures pointing in the right direction, but not really that much to show for it, especially at the moment. Leeds haven't started well. They're the ones that I'm looking at attacking wise. We did briefly mention about them defensively. I'm not too sure about. With it'll probably be Cooper and maybe Ailing moving into centre half. No,
Probably.
probably. So yeah, but defensively, I'd be going into Wolves. Brentford at home, first up. And then they got Southampton away, Newcastle at home, Villa away. I could see there being three clean sheets possibly in there. So I think you're going to get lots of returns defensively from Wolves. And once they start scoring proper goals, because the two goals last weekend were a bit of a mess. Once they start scoring some proper goals, then they'll be a really good side this season, and I think they'll comfortably finish top half.
Question for you. A lot of people who aren't doing a wild card for game week 7 or are trying to avoid a wild card are going to want to, they're going to try and move to Chelsea assets from now until game week 7 to be ready. I'm sure you're probably going to bring in Lukaku and extra, Chelsea players. Do you think now is too early to move on Chelsea defensively with City and Spurs and City coming up in the next couple of games?
Yeah, I think defensively it's too early. But
because by game week 7, I'm probably, if I haven't got there and I haven't used the wild card, my idea, even if I use the wild card, my idea for game week 7 is to have double Chelsea defense and Lukaku.
Without the wild card.
So is it too early to move? Well, I mean, with or without the wild card, I don't know. But
if you're trying not to use the wild card,
yeah,
or
if I'm trying not to use
your wild card already and haven't got any Chelsea,
yeah,
I'd maybe think of someone like Mason Mount coming in for game week 6, because I think the likeliness of it being a set piece that they'd score from is quite high against City, like higher than it being any other sort of type of play.
Yeah.
And he generally takes all the set pieces. So, and yeah, he's quite approachable to go to from the likes of Jota, Benrahma, etc. I wouldn't be jumping on Lukaku against City just because
Interesting.
you're probably going to be jumping on Lukaku from Ronaldo against Villa at home,
Yep.
or you've got Salah, Brentford away. I mean, yeah, if you've somehow, for some reason, still got Harry Kane going into your team at game week 6, then maybe coming off Kane, Arsenal away into Lukaku. But there's not many other players, unless you've got the money in the bank, that you could do it. Even
Okay.
Antonio away against Leeds, you probably, if you had that money, that you could do that jump. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't far off doing that jump this week.
So, whilst we're talking about kind of teams to target, can you switch to my team quickly? Let's have a look at my team and I'll talk you through. I briefly spoke to you about what I was thinking about doing. So, beginning of the week, I was looking to hold, and now I want to target Leeds. And so, the only way that I can get to Bamford is for a free is Antonio, which I don't want to do. So, I'm going to hold Antonio. So then my other option is to go Tony and Greenwood because I want to keep Benrahma. I want Benrahma and Antonio for next week against Leeds. Don't think it's worth getting rid of Fernandez for definitely not Salah or Jota. So unless I downgrade Shaw to Semedo, maybe. I don't know if I can afford that. But yeah, I probably could afford that. I could go Shaw to Semedo, Tony to Bamford, or Tony to Bamford, Greenwood to Rafinha, and go really attack those Leeds fixtures and go double Leeds.
I
You
prefer
don't
the
think it's worth a
Shaw. I
-4?
prefer the Shaw to Semedo.
Can I afford that? Let me have
If it's a
quick look.
hit, then I prefer the
Yeah,
Shaw to
for a hit. Either way,
yeah.
it's -4.
I prefer the Shaw to Semedo.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think Wolves got higher chance of the clean sheet. Plus, they've got the good fixtures as well. So
The problem is again,
you don't.
Shaw's 45% owned. He's 45% owned.
I don't even know why he's still that. I think the reason he's still that high is because there's no one really you want to come off of him to unless you're going right down. But I could see a few people going from Shaw to Wolves defender this week.
All right, let's have a look. See if I can afford that. No, I'm 0.1 short.
So Shaw to Marcel.
I don't think it's worth it. What's Semedo 4.9? Yeah, I'm 0.1 short.
I wouldn't be a fan of going Rafinha and Bamford because I think you're looking for them to hit 3 or 4 past Newcastle.
Not necessarily.
Well, to get returns from them both, you are.
Well, 2, 1 goal, 1 assist from both of them. I'll take that. No,
what
one
about
each.
The other 9 players?
No, a goal from Bamford and an assist from Rafinha. I'll take that.
I bet Dan James scores both, and then Rodrigo
Dan
gets
James
an assist
starts?
and Harrison gets an assist.
Do you think Dan James starts?
Who knows? I don't know what goes through Bielsa's mind. We'll probably know by. Did he? I haven't seen the press conference. He normally just tells everyone what his team's going to be.
But you weren't too hot on Greenwood. So any reason why you think it's worth keeping him now?
I think if you're more likely to get a return out of Greenwood than you are out of Shaw.
Rafinha?
No, out of Shaw.
Okay.
So I think that you're going to make that -4. You're more likely to make that -4 back with a Wolves defender, any Wolves defender. But if you can't afford Semedo, then you go Marcel.
If it was Semedo, I think I would do it.
Either that, or what about going Benrahma down to Gray?
I don't want to get rid of Benrahma. I want to keep him for next week. Okay.
There's nothing.
Something to think about.
Then.
Nothing.
I can't help
to think
you
about. Anything else we need to go through on the fixtures side? Guys, if you've got questions, you can start popping them in the chat, and we'll get them answered shortly.
Yeah, I'm not keen on Leicester at the moment at all.
Even they've got a good run of 3 fixtures, haven't they?
They've got Brighton, Burnley, Palace, and then they've got United. But they just haven't been. They haven't been great at all, really. Yeah, I'm not sure how long Vardy's got as a starter, because Daka and Iheanacho are just sort of raring to go. But yeah, they just haven't been. I mean, we've got the XG league table up on the screen now, and they're 19th.
Jesus.
And you picked Vardy, yeah?
He's got a good record against Brighton.
He's got a good record against
tonight,
everyone.
Barnes scored tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, who are they playing? Like someone in the arse end
Leicester,
of nowhere.
Brighton.
No, tonight in the
Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli were good 30 years ago.
It was 2-2. They were winning 2-1, and then Napoli equalised in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, their XG, so 3.7 is their XG over the first 4 games. I mean, given one of them was against the best defence in the league, but yeah, they're not screaming goals at me at the moment. And they're leaking a lot. They're giving away a lot of chances. So yeah, I think Leicester, I wouldn't be going steaming into them right now. And I
don't
think
there's been much chat about people. I don't think there's been much chat about. There's been much chat about people wanting Leicester. It was more like, sorry, bring up the fixtures again. Who are people looking at this week? It was mainly kind of Leeds, Wolves, people like umming and ahhing about Chelsea. Other than that, I don't think there's anyone. Jota, I know a lot of people are looking at Jota. I'm not opposed to a move to Jota. Other than that, there's not really any other moves, like glaringly obvious moves that you'd go out and make this week, is there?
No, it is a. I think if there wasn't the problem with Antonio and having to go with one striker, like a lot of people probably.
What about Jimenez? Because a lot of people are saying about Jimenez, and I think
score. I don't want to go on a player that hasn't scored for almost a year. Like I want to see him score before I go and push my money into him. And he hasn't yet, has he? So I'd rather be going for someone that's like showing they've got the returns in them. At the moment, yeah, Jimenez just is a wait and see. And once he's scored, then hopefully, if he scores against Brentford, then great. You can think about bringing him in to move some money around for Lukaku. But
do you want to have a look at the chat and see if we've got any questions in the chat?
Yes.
We've got a couple, I think.
Who's in? Have we got many questions?
Glasto said there's been a couple.
Paolo, hi guys. When you feel bad, just think of Captain Kane the last 2 game weeks. That's very unlucky, Paolo. Glasto, think I'm getting Jimenez. He's got to score soon. Maybe, hopefully. Cillian Fox, Matic in. No. I think is that a parody question?
I don't know.
Um,
No idea.
Power Horror, Huang from Wolves an option right now, or we wait a little more? I think with Huang, we need to wait and see, because I don't think he's guaranteed to start. And I mean, then it might be the case that he could end up getting a start this week if um, Bruno Lage thinks that let's give Jimenez a week off or stick him on the bench. Give Huang the start because he got his goal from half a metre out last week, and then see what happens. But yeah, I think he's more likely to be on the bench. Cillian, answer my question first. Answer my question first. Oh, the Matic in. No.
Yeah.
Emmett Daniels, Kante in from -4. Are these your
We've got some
friends?
jokers. No, mate, we've got some jokers in the chat tonight,
Kante in
haven't
for a
we?
-4. Tried to solidify my midfield a bit.
We've got some jokers in the chat tonight.
Go and get Kante in. Watch him
For a
score now.
-4. In fact, he's worth a -8. Go for it.
Yeah, watch him score against Spurs.
Mate, is he even starting nowadays?
No,
He didn't start the other day, didn't
apparently
he's not
they
even
so
starting.
Chelsea are in talks to offer him a new contract. It's like if I was
Right.
N'Golo Kante, I'd be like, tell him to do one. I should be in the starting lineup, starting
Yeah.
Kovacic over him. Who I mean, at the end, well, Kovacic did score last week, but come on, it's like the best like defensive midfielder in the world.
Yeah.
I'm surprised United
Right.
didn't make an offer for him in the summer. That would have.
Do you want to go through your team and see what moves you've made?
Yep. So my lineup this week is going to be Sanchez in goal, TAA, Shaw, Veltman in defence, a midfield of Gilmore, Gray, Traore. It's like scraping the barrel in midfield. Gilmore, Gray, Traore,
Proper.
Salah captain, Benrahma, Ronaldo up front as my vice captain. My move this week was Ivan Toney to Patrick Bamford, a bench of Gaeta, Simicast, Soufal, and Antonio. So I've held on to Antonio. I was waiting to see if there was going to be any rumours that Klopp might rotate tomorrow, and there might, if there was any chance that Simic has started, but I don't think that's going to happen. I did ponder the idea of a couple of other moves, which involved bringing Luke Shaw down to Semedo, Antonio up to Lukaku as a -4, or it might be Marcel, Shaw to Marcel, Antonio to Lukaku worked with my 3.1 in the bank. But I decided not to take the -4 because I think next week I'd be regretting having Lukaku in there against City. I'd probably be wanting to move him out, but then knowing that I could then go on to that run of however many games with him probably being the captain every week. So I've just done the simple single move. Paolo, I went for Ronaldo on tilt on Saturday after United game for Kane. Also, he made the move very early, but you probably got a couple of price rises or a price rise and avoided Kane's price drop, which is good. Now he has DCL and Antonio. Oh, he has DCL, Antonio, and Ronaldo. So he's got Ronaldo as his forward. DCL to Bamford, right? Better than Jimenez, yes. I'd be doing that for now. Paolo Gilmore over Soufal. Yes, I don't fancy West Ham to keep a clean sheet. United have looked a lot better from set pieces than they have in like set pieces and crosses than they have in the past. They dealt with quite a few crosses last week from Newcastle quite well. I think Varane and his ability in the air is just it's just the confidence he brings to that back four, along with Maguire. I think that's a really solid centre half partnership. I mean, I'm trying to forget about the events of Tuesday night. I think tactically, yeah, Ollie might have got it slightly wrong, but yeah, I wouldn't say go or suddenly that United defence is shocking because they handled that pressure really well for almost an hour, and then it was a mistake that led to the goal. So
Well, we might be playing you in the last 16 in Europa, right?
I don't think so. We're going to go through. Like, here we go. Clip it. We're going through. Like
to the Europa League.
No,
or...
we're going through to the knockouts of the Champions League, and then we'll get spanked by Bayern. I can't see us not making it through that group at the end of the day. And if we don't make it out of the group, we'll have a new manager by Christmas.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree.
Emmett, love the Gilmore pick. He'll be able to sit in front of the back three and let the other four go. I fancy him for a return. He's been on set pieces, hasn't he? He didn't start last week because he played all 3 games for Scotland in the international break. So he's probably.
I think they call that a burn, don't they, Rob?
Well, who do you start over Gilmore?
I mean, I don't mind it. I'd probably prefer Soufal, to be honest with you. I know you don't fancy us for a clean sheet.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get. I don't think the clean sheet's there. I don't think any attacking returns are there. I think I'm more likely to get a clean sheet from Veltman, and I'm more likely to get some form of attacking return from Gilmore. That's my simple, humble opinion. But
right, any more questions in the chat?
If I got from Klopp press conference tomorrow, if I get I think Andy needs a bit of a rest. Simicast is coming in for Veltman.
Why don't you start Simicast anyway? Because he doesn't come on, does he?
He did. A couple of weeks ago.
Did he?
He did. He came on for the last 10.
All right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I thought he doesn't come on.
I'm not going to be doing that. That'll be the point that Brighton keep a clean sheet, and Veltman gets an assist or something as well, and I've got him sitting on my bench. I don't think it's ideal going with the double Brighton defence against Leicester, but there could be worse. I think if United really turn up and try and forget about Tuesday, they could give you a hiding. They could.
I don't think so. We'll see. Right. What questions we got?
Sham's thoughts on the Hammers now Europe has started. Can you deal with Thursday night playing twice a week for the 4
So we made 5 changes. We made 5 changes today. From defence, the only starting player was Cresswell from the back 4. So Soufal and centre backs had a rest. Zuma came in, and we had Fredericks come in. Benrahma didn't start. Antonio started, but I think that's I know that's because he's suspended. So against United. So if he wasn't suspended, I don't think he would have started. Bowen got a rest as well, and then came on late. Lanzini started. Vlasic started. and then midfield Rice and Souček started, which I was surprised with. I thought we would have started with Kral or Noble, personally. I think we are going to make changes. Hopefully, I mean, we smashed Zagreb tonight, and they're not the best of sides, but we absolutely battered them, and we should have won more than 2-0, to be honest. I think we'll be okay. I was a bit worried, but I think we'll be fine. Our group isn't the toughest group. It looks like a Europa Conference League group, to be honest with you. Rapid Vienna, Genk, and Zagreb, not the toughest. But then saying that, Tottenham went and lost to Zagreb their last season, didn't we? And we beat them 2-0 there tonight. Based on tonight, I think we'll be okay. Based on tonight, but it is just one game. Ben Rama came on for the last half an hour, I think, in replacement of Lanzini, and Antonio came off on 84, 85 minutes. Based on tonight, I think we'll be all right, but let's see what happens. I personally would be keeping Antonio, definitely, and I am keeping, personally, Ben Rama against Leeds. Leeds' defence is a bit of a shaky one at the moment, so I think it's worth keeping them for now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Paolo, do you think I take a -4 DCL to Bamford or play with Gilmore and bench DCL and Antonio with... Okay, so keep... Oh, no, you can get rid of DCL. If it's a broken toe, he's going to be out for best part of... You probably won't see him until after the international break.
-4 to Bamford, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it's a broken toe, we probably won't see him play until game week 7. So, I mean, are you happy having him sitting on your bench for 3 weeks or till you wildcard? Yeah, I'd be taking that -4. I think it's just unlucky, really. Like everything last week pointed to DCL starting, and yeah, this injury, it must have happened over the weekend because it was after the press conference. The press conference for the game was Friday, so it must have happened Saturday or Sunday, the injury, for him to suddenly be ruled out.
Yep.
I think that is it for the questions.
Okay. That's it then, isn't it?
Yeah,
Nothing
nice.
else to go through.
Quick and easy one.
Nice
Quick look
quick and
at
easy one.
the mini league table because we didn't look at it. We recorded
No, we
before
did.
the end of the game. We recorded before the end of the game week.
For the end of the game week. Yeah, that's true.
So in 10th place we got Guillaume and Scott, and then 9th Mark Martinson. 7th Agung Mohammed, along with Frederick Petre. 6th Richard James Neal. 5th Richard Kirk. 4th Martin Croft. 3rd Ryan Campbell. And the top 2 are still up there, but Dara Cunningham has opened up a bit of a lead now. He's got a 9-point lead over Dish Struick. So yeah, Dara's going for it. Just a reminder that the deadline for the mini league is this game week. So as of 6:30 British Summer Time tomorrow, there'll be no more entries. At 6:30 tomorrow, as in Friday, for those that are listening on the audio in the morning. So get those entries in. The winner will get a cheeky shirt for next year. The code for that is now on your screen, 1PQSLT, and the auto join link is in the YouTube description and in the audio description for the podcast.
Perfect. I think we've got one last question, mate.
One last question. Tyler BM. I got 5.1 million for a midfielder I picked out. Douglas Luiz, Tyler Robertson, who's expected to start, Jacob Murphy, Moutinho, or a Norwich midfielder.
5.1. It's a minefield, isn't it? It's all shit players, to be honest with you.
Sissoko.
Who's Tyler Robertson? I don't know who Tyler Robertson is. Do you know who Tyler Robertson is?
Play.
Is there a player called Tyler Robertson?
Do you mean Tyler Roberts?
He's a striker, isn't he? Robertson. No, there's no person called
Douglas
Tyler
Lewis
Robertson.
might not
There's
start.
Tyler Roberts from Leeds.
Yeah.
Who's 4.9.
Douglas Luiz, I'm not sure whether he starts now that Buendia is back. Jacob Murphy probably starts. Moutinho starts.
I'd go Gilmore or Sissoko and save the money.
Yeah. I'd probably go Sissoko. I think he's worth a punt this week. Norwich away. Yeah. He's going to get returns. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. You
don't really want to be starting him every week, though, do you? As a once in a while. Fine,
yeah. He's your 4.5 million bench fodder, isn't he? He's not going to be like your miracle captain. He might be one week. You never know.
What about Roberts from Leeds? He plays up front, basically, doesn't he? But he's not going to be starting regularly. That's the problem. And he'll come on for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes when he does.
He tends to come on for Rafinha.
Yeah.
Or Harrison. He plays like out wide either side.
Nice.
Lou, I love you, Sham and Rob. There you go.
We love you too, Lou. Right. That's it, Rob.
That's it.
When are we recording next week?
Not Monday.
Not Monday?
Because I'm at a wedding.
Okay.
So we can't record next week on Monday. So it'll either be, or it'll be Tuesday.
Tuesday to go out on Wednesday.
Yeah. But like this week, I think I had the audio all uploaded and available for podcast before the end of the Everton-Burnley game. I got it done really quickly this week. So, yeah, I might be able to get it out nice and early. And if I can get it out really early, then I might even do the YouTube premiere on Tuesday evening after the Carabao Cup games.
Nice. All right. Okay. So for everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Where's my spiel? Right, here we go. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us. I still can't remember it. My memory's shit. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Twitter at FPL_Happy Hour. We're also on a number of podcasts, including Spotify and iTunes, and our YouTube channel, FPL Happy Hour, which you should be watching now, I assume. Please like, subscribe, and share. Your retweets are appreciated. Until next game week. Have a great game week. Take care.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.